Welcome to Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. My name is Dean Case. I'm the communications officer for Mazda Motorsports. I'm standing here with the corkscrew behind me. Well, we had someone miss a very difficult turn to master. We're preparing for the TUDOR Grand Prix weekend here at Mazda Raceway. Coming off the streets of Long Beach, completely different track setup, completely different environment. But before we tackle what we're going to have this weekend, let's do a quick recap from the streets of Long Beach.
2014 was the 40th running of the Grand Prix of Long Beach. Also known, we give a shout out to our friends over at Toyota, the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. We nag them on that because we want them to say Mazda Raceway, but Long Beach Grand Prix has been a phenomenal event. It was the race that proved you could do a street race in America. And it's been a success. They ran Formula 5000 for the first year, Formula 1 for a number of years, Indy cars, and all along some of the best sports car racing. This year, the Speed Source Mazda team had a bit of a mixed fortune. The 70 car ran trouble-free to get an 8th place finish. The 07 had run strong in practice. They had a freak incident where a fuel cell was punctured. Well, in a prototype like the Mazda prototype here, you have to remove the engine to get the fuel cell. When they did that, the repairs was made, and apparently there was a tiny air leak in the system. So the car unfortunately overheated 3 laps into the race, so we got a DNF. But it was one of those things that was just a racing thing due to somewhat the schedule at Long Beach. We were the first on the track Friday morning, qualify late on Friday afternoon, and then they're not back on the track till Saturday. So there was no chance for the team to check out the system beforehand. So it was one of those, I guess what we call just one of them racing things. But as you see from some of the images from Long Beach, it's a very fan-friendly location, a lot of interaction. We had thousands of people coming through the paddock, hundreds of people standing in lines for autographs from all the Mazda racers. It's what makes it a unique event. Long Beach, you might say, is a little bit like Sebring in the fact it brings out a lot of people who just like a great event. They're car fans, true, but they may not be hardcore sports car racing fans. They enjoy the event. It's a great chance for Mazda to connect and help grow the sport, because it's those people who kind of like cars, and when they see how accessible it is to watch, how approachable the drivers are, it's just a wonderful experience. But Long Beach, when you see the pictures, the concrete walls, they bite. It's a track that you have to have absolute precision. You want to just survive Long Beach. And we survived Long Beach with 2 intact cars as we approached Monterey, our favorite track, of course.
Like the temporary street circuit of Long Beach, Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca is a natural terrain course. It's been here for over 50 years with mild changes. Let's take a look at the track.
Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca is located in Monterey, California, just a few miles away from the Pacific Ocean. It's an iconic track known throughout the world. It's just over 2 miles in length, predominantly left-hand turns. When it was built in 1957, it was on Fort Ord. It was an Army base. Years later, when the Army base closed, they turned it into a Monterey County park, and it's run as a non-profit. I don't think there's any other track in the world that operates like Mazda Raceway. An amazing track staff, the Scramp people and volunteers. It's a very friendly place, or I should say friendly in the infield. If you're on the track, it's a very treacherous place, and the corkscrew is one of the most iconic turns in history. The track is open as a county park. There's numerous reports of people wandering around that are usually from Europe or South America who've seen it on TV. They saw Zanardi make the pass through the dirt. They saw Valentino Rossi make incredible passes through the corkscrew. People have been married at the corkscrew. It's just an amazing, amazing place. It's also, for Mazda, a test track where many of our cars get development miles. There's a reason the Mazda MX-5 Miata does so well at Mazda Raceway. Some of its early development work was done at this track. In a more recent year, Mazda's cooperated with Motor Trend to allow them access to the track. It's become the benchmark track for Motor Trend magazine when they test a wide variety of vehicles. So, you know, it's our home track, but it's a track that we kind of help preserve for the world of racing enthusiasts.
Before practice started, I spent some time with Sylvain Tremblay from Speed Source to talk about the current development of the Skyactiv D clean diesel engine. Let's take a look. There's that old expression, rust never sleeps. Actually, it should be Speed Source and Mazda never sleeps. We are here in the paddock area with the Speed Source team, getting ready for the race here at Mazda Raceway. I'm with Sylvain Tremblay. Sylvain, since the beginning of the season, your team's been flat out, and walk us through. I mean, this engine is not the same engine that we had last year, and not even the same as 3 races ago.
Well, that's correct, Dean. You know, a lot of improvements have been made by the engineers at Mazda and the engineers at Speed Source to really look at the power plant and see what areas of improvement we can make. So we'll start from the bottom. And I'm sorry, we'll start from the top down. So obviously the injection strategies have been really looked at with cylinder pressures trying to maximize combustion. The diesel engine, the very low compression diesel engine, just like the production engine, has some inherent advantages by doing that. So we've relooked at our entire injection strategies. Also the fuel pump, which you can see here to my left, has been probably the biggest difference. Traditionally, this engine has had the fuel pump mounted behind the head. We've mounted on the front of the engine so we can run it at crank speed, so that way we can reduce the duty cycle or the efficiency of what we're trying to do with the fuel pump. So now we've been able to have a wider range of tolerance for all the injection events by speeding up the crank. But to do that, we've had to change the pulleys and all the mounting. So all the ancillaries on the front of the engine have been made all different, and the big changes for this particular race to try to increase output. If we increase the horsepower and increase the torque of the engine, the fuel demands also get increased. To do that, more fuel supply. One of the easiest way for us to do that was really to increase the speed of that. Well, with extra power comes extra heat. So we also had to look at the cooling system. So a lot of the cooling system were done on the engines. We've used the same scroll or the design of the impeller that the Mazda engineers used for the production car, which is extremely efficient. We've just increased it to almost double the water flow through this particular engine. And that's just from the engine. On the car side now, we've had to increase the intercoolers, higher, more efficient intercoolers, because we have more charge air temperature differential between the intake and what we're trying to do at the engine. We've changed the radiators to try to cool the engine even more to sustain the horsepower. We've changed the data acquisition system so we can improve the reliability and also the speed that we get the information to go back to the engine to try to calibrate the engine. So if you look at it from top to bottom, the only thing that's really left from the beginning of the season would be the base block, and then all the interior components, but all the ancillaries of the outside have been changed dramatically. The turbocharger system has been looked at and also improved. We've changed the piping, we've changed the compressor housings, wheels, scroll, turbo speeds. Everything has been looked at to really try to get optimized. So our goal, as every Mazda engineer goal is to continue the efficiency and try to improve what we're trying to do. So we're trying to never show up at the next race. What we had for this race, for Mazda Raceway, we have a pretty good package, and we can't wait to the race on Sunday.
Well, can you put it, without giving away any trade secrets, how much have we increased the power since the beginning of the your group?
Roughly, probably about 50 to 60 horsepower, so a pretty sizable difference. But for us, it's really not about horsepower, it's about drivability. What the drivers will feel is how instantaneous the torque comes on. We've always had a lot of torque, but how do you manage that? So we're really trying to move that power band. We only have this much of a window to work with. We're just trying to make that more usable for the drivers.
And you mentioned efficiency. We are still, are we not the leading fuel-efficient vehicle?
By a huge margin. I mean, almost 20% more efficient than the gasoline engine cars. And really, it's a huge tactical advantage to the Speed Source engineers, especially on the shorter races. It allows us to have a wider strategy. So even though we don't have the outright pace that some of our competitors, we definitely have the greatest range in the category.
You know, we touched about this in last year. Because this is a production engine, a diesel, and a very unique setup, everything here was invented by a Mazda or a Speed Source engineer. There was no parts catalog for you guys to go to.
Really, the aftermarket for diesels is slim to none, and really our mandate from the beginning, especially with Mazda, is to take what Mazda had designed and really push it beyond its boundaries. So, you know, they said we couldn't get to 400 horsepower. Check, did that in GX. We couldn't get to 450. Well, we're here. And, you know, all of the things that really were designed that really made the SkyActiv technology possible, and why it's such a good alternative in your road car is exactly why it makes a good race engine.
All right. Thank you very much, Sylvain. We're going to be doing this pretty much every race, because I can guarantee you, as Sylvain said, there's always something new at every venue we go to. The team is constantly improving, just like on our road cars, and that whole SkyActiv philosophy is attention to detail and everything. So the team's been doing a phenomenal work, and it's amazing to watch them. You got to come out to a track and just observe this crew. They're magic in action. We had a rare opportunity earlier today to talk with C.J. Wilson. C.J. Wilson owns a Mazda race team. He also pitches for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and he had a rare day off from pitching to come up and work with his race team. Let's get over and talk to CJ. Standing here in the CJ Wilson Racing Paddock with CJ Wilson, the multi-talented individual. He's got that baseball job, but he's already planning for his next career, and he's building his farm team here in both the Continental Tire Challenge and the Mazda MX-5 Cup presented by BF Goodrich. CJ, tell us about how your season's going here. Talk about baseball if you want for a second, but then switch gears and tell us about your farm team.
Yeah, baseball's going okay. I just actually pitched yesterday, and we had an off day today, a rare off day, so I flew up here. Thanks for, to TUDOR and everything for scheduling everything the way it is so I could be in town. Just trying to we're 1 game over 500 right now, which is a lot better than we were last year as a team, but we have a long way to go. We have a lot of competition from Oakland and Texas. But yeah, I'm here to, support the team, and, we have Elliott in the car for the first time this weekend, so just getting his feet wet and trying to get him up to speed with the Continental Tire guys. But it's exciting, we had a second place at Sebring, so we're trying to build on that momentum.
We'll talk about, you're building this farm system, the fact that Elliott's new for this particular car, but he's been with your team. It's not a one-off thing. This is not a hobby. You're building something here.
Yeah, the way to develop a professional athlete is to take your time. You can't, it's just throwing people in the fire and seeing how they do and then getting rid of them or whatever. That's not really the way to do it. We like to really focus on development. These guys are athletes. They're working on their mental preparation, their physical preparation, their skills, their racecraft, all that stuff. And they learn that in the MX-5 series, the MX-5 Cup series. It's a great series because it's a spec series. So you have everybody in the same boat. They're all in the same car, same spec, BFG tires. And they got to really work on how they are as a driver in order to move up. Elliott has been fortunate enough to kind of get drafted, I guess you could say, to be our reserve driver. And Steven obviously won the championship a couple years ago, so we moved him up into the team. But that's really what we want to do. We want to take some of these young, talented road racers out there, and the way Mazda has the ladder, we want to kind of have our own ladder within the team as well.
What have you found has been the biggest challenge for drivers jumping from MX-5 Cup to Continental?
I think it's the mixed class. It's having the GS cars out there. The GS cars are a totally different animal. If it was just the touring cars, where it's the front-wheel drive cars and then our car and stuff like that, I think it'd be an easier adaptation. But when we put 50 or 60 cars out there at the same time, running like maniacs, people, pros and amateurs all living together, dogs and cats, mass hysteria. It gets a little bit overwhelming. But I think seeing how the guys have adapted to it, you're able to almost tunnel vision a little bit, and I think it's sort of a bad term in racing because then you think about not checking your mirrors, but you really have to race out of your windshield and understand what's in front of you, and that's how you're going to win. If you're focused too much on the guys that might pass you from GS or whatever, then you're never going to be really clicking off the fast laps that you need.
As much as we all are hoping you have a couple World Series, we're almost hoping that you end that baseball career relatively soon so you can get full-time here, but you're really kind of living the dream right now. A Major League Baseball player, and hope you get the World Series and go out on top there and come and race full time.
Be awesome. Racing is definitely the best thing, and people ask me all the time, what's better, winning a race or winning a game? And I'm like, well, I've won so many games that it's kind of, it's cool, but it's my job, right? But this is truly rewarding because I feel like you have to build yourself as a driver. You have to build a good team, and we have feel like we have really good chemistry and stuff. We work well together, and that's a big thing about it. It's a team atmosphere, and the drivers and the crew and everybody get along really well with each other. And even our PR guy, even though we make fun of him, everybody likes him too. So it's cool.
Well, all you guys pick on the PR guys. Not fair. One of the things I do remember though about you making the comparison on baseball to endurance racing, the fact that of keeping that long-term approach. One bad inning, one bad lap does not put you out.
Yeah, and the thing that happens is sometimes you fail to forgive yourself. You make a mistake and you just have to let it go. And you have to say, like, look, I made a bad pitch. I went off the track. I put 2 wheels off right there. But I can't make up for it, you know what I mean, by trying something crazy on the next turn, because that's not going to help me out. You have to just say, like, each turn is separate, and you want to get a rhythm going, just like pitching, where it's like, you want everything to work well together, and your fastball and your changeup and all that stuff. But this isn't Mario Kart, so there's no like little triangles to hit or anything, no little jumps that are going to shoot you over the different part. You have to be, it's about who makes the least amount of mistakes. And if you're focused on something that you just did, then that's another mistake already. So the key is just to constantly be thinking forward and have no memory of any mistakes, and just think positively about that. But
you need to watch this team as they grow. They're winning in MX-5, they're winning in Continental. The sky's the limit, I think, for them. So thank you very much, CJ.
All right, thanks, Dean.
Earlier this weekend, we also sent Tristan Nunes, one of our prototype drivers, out in a Mazda 6, talking around a lap of Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. Let's take a look.
All right, I'm Tristan Nunes. We're at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca in a Mazda 6. I'm gonna give my mom a show ride, so let's have some fun.
Oh, all right.
Go. Going on turn 11, going to enter the front straightaway. Let's go.
Oh my God. I should have went to the bathroom. Forgot.
Oh yeah, you might want to grab the OS handle. That's good.
This OS handle?
Yeah.
What's OS mean?
It means oh
Oh, don't spin out. Don't spin out. Stay. Why are you going on the curbs?
because it's what you do.
Oh my God, Tristan.
I'm just getting used to this thing.
Why do you have to go on the curbs?
It's the way you drive it.
Oh, Jesus. You don't have to impress me.
I'm not impressing you, I'm just driving.
Oh. Jesus, you just were spinning.
I was sliding, Mom. It's all right. Now we're going into the famous turn 6, now that I got used to this car a little bit. Really fast, get on the gas.
Oh my
Use the compression, there we go. Now we're going to enter the corkscrew. Running up the hill in 4th gear.
But there's a yellow flag.
No, there's not.
He's waving the yellow
It's quite all
flag.
right. Now we're going to enter the corkscrew. Here we go. 3rd gear. 2nd gear. Now into the corkscrew. Here we go.
Corkscrew. Oh, ah. Ah! Ah! Tristan, stay off the curbs. Oh my God, you're gonna spin. Oh, oh, thank God. Are we almost done? Oh.
And that's over.
Are you serious? That's the corkscrew? That's what you do? You're airborne?
Yeah. It's fine. Do you enjoy that?
My hands, no. You know what? I don't think I need that for a bucket list or anything. That's not something that, no.
This, of course, is the opening race weekend for Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, the 2014 season. But it's not just the TUDOR United Sports Cars this year. I spent some time with Jeannie Summers from Mazda Raceway to go over the entire 2014 schedule. Let's take a look. We're standing here in the Mazda Raceway display at the Long Beach Expo Center, here with my good friend Jeannie Summers from the the Scramp staff. And Jeannie, walk us through a really cool 2014 schedule of everything that people should come to Monterey for.
Thank you so much. I sure will. Our first event that we have the season is May 2nd through the 4th. It's the Continental Tire Monterey Grand Prix powered by Mazda. It's a fantastic event. It's an event where it's a combination of American Le Mans and Grand Am. It's a brand new series, the TUDOR United SportsCar Championship. And it's in Monterey, so you can't go wrong there. The second event that we have is the Ferrari Challenge, and it's exactly what it is. It's a bunch of good-looking Ferraris on the track. In July, we have the ENI FIM Superbike World Championship. It's the Geico Motorcycle US Round. This is an event that has typically been in September. This year, it's going to be in July. California is the largest sales of motorcycles, so it's a great event. In August, from the 14th through the 17th, we have the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion. Our featured mark this year is Maserati. In October 10th through the 12th, we have the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. It's a fantastic event. It is actually a week-long event, and you're going to see more cars on the track than you've ever seen. And I believe that's when we're going to be doing the Mazda Miatas out there.
Actually, that one's not in your schedule. We've got another event, September 6th and 7th, Miatas at Mazda Raceway, which is kind of a special event just for Miata owners. We're not really advertising that one to the regular public, so every Mazda fanatic should come to that one. But the runoffs is going to be amazing. First time since 1968 the runoffs have ever been on the West Coast. First time ever at Mazda Raceway, and we dominate SCCA Club Racing. There'll be more Mazdas than anything else there, so it is a must attend for the rotor heads and the Miata faithful. So plan at least 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 visits to Monterey this year to visit Mazda Raceway. when we're at the racetrack, we want to win the race, but we also want to do some good. We have some fun, and when we can merge all those together, it's just pure magic. One of the official charities of IMSA is the Austin Hatcher Foundation, and Mazda spent some time at the Long Beach Grand Prix with Tristan Nunes as our celebrity auctioneer. We raised over $2,500 auctioning off one-of-a-kind motorsports memorabilia. I'm standing here in the paddock with Mark Osmundson from the Austin Hatcher Foundation. Mark, what are you doing here? Tell us about Austin Hatcher Foundation.
The foundation is one of the proud charities of IMSA, and we utilize every IMSA event, TUDOR Championship event in particular, to raise funds on behalf of the foundation. So we're doing an auction here with the Mazda Speed Source team to raise funds, but we also use the relationship to develop relationships with hospitals all across the country, and we did a hospital visit earlier this week.
It's great work that you're doing, and I think it's important to teach the drivers to kind of give back to the community, and the teams are all very generous. We've got some wonderful donations here. We've got some one-of-a-kind items. Tell us about the items. You brought a helmet that's not a Mazda one, but what a keepsake.
We have some great items. The Speed Source team and Mazda donated some items that are really not available anywhere. We have some team gear, including Sylvain Tremblay's own shirt, several of them actually. We have a helmet that we brought that is signed by every single driver that was at the Rolex 24 this year. And then, of course, Allison Padron, the series shooter, donated this photograph behind us, which has been autographed by all of the drivers on the team.
Lots of great opportunities to get really cool stuff and help a great cause. Obviously, when you go to the racetrack, you're there to see the race itself, but you need a pit stop, or you got some family or friends who want to see other things, who want to be entertained. There's a lot to see and do. You can race a Mazda on the iRacing simulator. You can get driver autographs. You can check out the latest Mazda products. A lot of fun stuff in the fan areas. Be sure to check it out. Let's show you what happened at Long Beach. We're standing here in the Mazda display within the Long Beach Expo Center. The Grand Prix is not just cars on the track. It's an entertainment center for families, and we bring it here to show the connection between the SkyActiv technology that we race on the track is the same SkyActiv technology that you can find in a Mazda 3, Mazda 6, and other cars. So we've got a lot of fun activation things. So if you follow with me, we got over here, we got two simulators. We've got people who can drive here at the Long Beach Grand Prix in the prototype on iRacing. So we'll see. I'm not sure how they're doing, but we've got competitions or prizes to give away. We've also got set up where with our partnership with iRacing, you can run an MX-5 Cup car and compete for prizes there, including a chance for the club racing shootouts. There are lots of connections between the racing, marketing, and everything else. We've got one of our SkyActiv diesel engines on display. This was actually the very first one we built up. I think this one was dyno tested before they turned it into a show motor, but it shows the turbo installation, the Garrett sequentially turbocharged setup, low pressure into high pressure. Come on over here. We've got the show car. So this one's just like, not a complete engine in here. We're playing a little bit of trick there, but this is just like the car that we've got racing on the track. And as you can see, we've got all of our drivers, including Ben Devlin, we've got Tom Long, Sylvain Tremblay, Tristan Vautier, Tristan Nunes. So we got T1 and T2, or Tristan and French Tristan. We haven't quite figured that out. Oh, T1, and Joel Miller. So the whole premise here is, though, is we come in and we can, engage with the fans. It's all about making this accessible for everybody. So if you are at any time of race, make sure you check out the expo centers. You can find out more about what's going on behind the technology, look at the cool Mazda products, and just have a great time, get something autographed. So when you're at a race, make sure you come to the expo center. Before the TUDOR United SportsCar Championship race, we had a Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge where we run Mazda MX-5s in the ST class. We've got two great teams, Freedom Autosport and CJ Wilson Racing. It was a barn burner of a battle. Amazingly, it was a Mazda 1, 2, 3 podium sweep. Freedom Autosport, Andrew, this is your third win for you. The team has got 4 straight. You've never been off, as a team, you've never been not on the podium in 5 years. How do you do it?
It's got to be the track. It's got to be something about Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca and racing a Mazda here. Universe, energies, something makes this happen. But these cars just flow through here. It's not a track that requires a lot of hard braking or a lot of hard acceleration. It's more of a flow track. And these cars really flow. You don't got to slow them down. You put them into that corner and they just They're on rails. They were perfect today.
But you're being modest. We got the sign up here, skill wins races, teamwork wins championships. I think we haven't seen the numbers yet, but I think Mazda's taking the manufacturer's points lead, but the skill that you guys put in here, tell us about the battle with CJ Wilson Racing. You were in the battle at the end.
You know, first of all, I have to thank them for, for such clean racing. All three of us were racing hard, but clean. Great amount of respect between the three of us. And we all had our strengths and weaknesses. I knew where my strength was, and I had to capitalize on that. And that was my run out of 4 into 5. And I made it happen to me for me both times.
So Randy, you're back in the Mazda family. You're always one of our favorites. You went and ran some other products for a while. Now, what do you got? 2 wins out of 3 races?
And I just bought a Mazda Miata too for practice. And to be part of this Freedom Autosport team that has all the experience with the Mazda MX-5 Miata, that's a big advantage. To drive with a guy like Andrew Carbonell, extremely talented young man. He's been winning in these cars for 6 years? 5 years. 5 years on this team Andrew's been driving. And Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, it's well suited to the Miata because it's a lot of corners. And the Miata's a handling car, it's a sports car, it's a sports car track. And so it's the right place. And we run these Continental tires that are amazing on the Mazda. We actually think the MX-5 gets more out of the Continental than our competition does. But my job, I started the race, I did the first hour or so, keep my nose clean, and even right from the beginning, it was the 4 Mazdas, CJ Wilson's 2 cars, Freedom Autosports 2 cars, and then we had a Marine in a 3rd car because it is Military Appreciation Day, and a big part of our team is supporting. That's why we wear the Marine logo. I am not worthy, let me tell you, I am not worthy to wear a Marine logo, but I do so because we support the Injured Marine Semper Fi Fund, because we want to take care of our men and women that have served this country and been injured in the process. And it's a wonderful way to help use the promotion this team generates, like winning races with Andrew Carbonell.
Thank you for joining us for the pre-race show here at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. We're about ready to go green, but before we go green, let's mark your calendar. Saturday, May 30th, our next race will be at Belle Isle in Detroit, aka Motown. So let's take you on board with the Mazda Skyactiv D prototype.
It's going to be a double file start. Stay in line till we get to the line. Pace car turn. Here's up, guys. Tom, got a copy? 10-4. I thought we were doing a split start. Negative on split start. 10-4, hold on.
Not wanting to select second or first, so just working on that. You posted if that is the case in turn 11 during the race.
Alright, copy that, Tom. Usually gets better with a little higher load on the car, so runs a little higher, loads a little higher. Dog speeds a little easier. Copy, map 3. Alright, Tom, green this time. Right now. This car is a turn 10, lights out, coming to it this time, double file, stay in line till we get to the line. 20 seconds. Cars looking in, they're stacking up. I got it, Chris. 5 seconds. Marcus? Okay, here we come. Wait. 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 Green, green, green. Green, green, green. Clear. Clear by 2 on the chrome car. By 3. By 3 here. 3 wide. Everybody single file. Still inside. Still inside here. Still inside the wheeling. Side Corvette. Clear, 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 clear. Coming inside the Corvette, inside. Clear by 3. Yeah, copy that, Tom. Everything looks all good right now. That's Pierre Capper in that car, Pierre Capper. Clear out back. Clear behind, Tom, clear behind.
Just struggling with front end grip. It's a little understeer right now.
Yeah, copy that, bud. We gotta get some heat on those tires. I'll come back to you. Joe, just take it easy. We don't need to dive bomb him there. We'll just roll them. Make sure you pull that gear early.
Copy. P5. 5.
Find a rhythm. We don't need to force anything. We're just going to ride around and do our fuel thing.
Keep me up to date on the RPM. that oil. Get clear.
Copy that, Tom.
C4.
Go up.
C4. C4.
EC4. Right side of the corkscrew here, Joel. Debris on the right side of the corkscrew. It looks like someone kicked it to the left when you got there, actually.
Behind these cars is pretty bad, 3-4.
To say that, you know, we don't have to race them like that. We can just hang back, don't waste any fuel. If they make a mistake, we will be there. If they break, we will be there. Copy 3. Nice job there, bud.
Clear, copy. Clear.
Armbucker, and that car is Dominic.
Interesting, going down the first gear in turn 1 definitely helps acceleration just because you don't have the lag. So you have to recognize next of it. Locked in there, so I'll make it happen. Just move smartly.
After that, Tom. You're doing a great job so far. Like we talked about, one by one here. By one. Clear by 3, please get off the 70 radio. Front end. Still out there. Clear, clear. We saw it.
Hi guys, button power early and try my best.
Looking, just looking. Looking, clear, 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 clear. By 2. Four and away. But just look ahead, look ahead.
Down, oil down.
Copy that, Tom. Looks like they're kind of stabilizing right now, actually, so just keep going. Alright, Tom, everything looks all good back there. Everything's all good. So look ahead, bud. Acknowledge, it's 207, we're watching it. It might help if you get some clean air. Get air right here, there you go, get air.
Might get back off.
Yeah, you're fine for now. It's holding pretty steady. It's just right on that limit.
We can get him into 11 as you see.
Nice job. Let's keep going. We'll have a look at it.
Lap 22.7, 22.7 to the leaders, 21.3. Good job there, Tom. Nice pace. Next GT car ahead, Andy Priel running 24.5, 24.5.
They're clear. Left side, left side. Clear, clear. By 3.
Tom, those cars ahead are your GT leaders. You should see them all.
E4.
Back. When you do your tire change, just be careful when you're coming back this way with that beam sticking out the back. Don't get tripped up on it, all right? Make a wide swing when you're coming around.
Clear, clear, clear.
Richard leads ahead.
Zach, I have it at 21 minutes in, is that right? on exit. Clear, clear. John Edwards, 56. Clear. John Magnuson. And 2 seconds left. Been able to get the balance to stay forward to oversteer on exit. Watching it with it forward. Copy that. A little bit of more smoke than the 70. The 70 is really clean. A lot cleaner than this morning.
Joel, you're coming up on Tracy Cone, 3 away.
22.5 right ahead of you. Nice job. Only minus 25 seconds to Joel. Minus 25 to Joel.
Here, Joel, take your time. We can go ahead and save some fuel. Clear by 3.
Five, 22.5, nice job. Try to sell a nice little rhythm here. Run the ball by yourself.
Getting to lose the sensitivity in the front on turn in. Slow speed corners at 3, working through 11.
Area. Something about 3.
Nice job, 22 is flat.
Like you lose power, the bigger the compression is, the bigger the jolt to the car, so that's when you lose the power. So, starting to lose the front sensitivity, slow speed corners on turn-in. And there, did it again.
One car, BMW. See him. Should be.
Good, a little bit oversteer at exit, manageable, DC4.
That, buddy. Copy that. 16 seconds to Joel. Minus 1/6 to Joel. Just heads up, Tom, we're coming back to Tracy Crown ahead of you. Ferrari, Tracy Crown.
I think the car fell off a good bit that lap. One car coming out of pit lane, way ahead of you.
Something different driving wise, 3 created over here. Power again.
Okay, copy that. Step 4.
Take it easy in the high compression corners so that does not happen.
That's the best thing.
I like the frontal.
Pit lane here, side by side. Joe, dead in turn 6.
10 car. 10 car, turn.
Oh, and then took me off.
How close do you want me to follow the 56? If you can run like you are, that's fine. If you can pass him, that's fine, but don't fight him. There's no reason to fight him where we're at right now.
Tommy, who's in the 56? That's back flex here.
We're all good. We're all good. That's Ricky ahead. Ricky.
This is my time.
One of the left rear where it says Mazda, on like the behind the rear tires on the left rear, it's kind of coming off. I don't know what it is.
Seems to work that time.
Continue that then. Did a driver change. Yeah, that was a few laps ago, but the 10 puts the 42 off the same corner in turn 5. Back to the 2-car. 2-car only. Back. Von Overbeek doing 20s right now. Doing 20s. Link, on our pit stop, behind the left rear tire, you want to remove the piece of carbon. It's pointing backwards towards the car, but if it were to fold under, it might become a problem. Yeah, copy that, Spartan. Copy.
Starting to notice under acceleration. It is not accelerating at all, especially out of 11 out of 5.
Not accelerating like it was. Side here, right side, clear, clear, clear.
The turbo speed trains like over the course of the race, so we're starting to leak a little bit. When we're behind traffic in 3, that's probably the biggest affected traffic corner for Aero, believe it or not, just for Sylvain's reference.
That was a gap of 5 car lengths, turn 3 for the Aero push, 5 car lengths. Back to the 10 car. Clear by 2. Clear, clear. Car inside. 10 only. Clear up to 10.
Tell Tristan that turn 6. Just coast through it, do not hit power, and then go to power, and it seems not to happen. Completely drilled in the corkscrew.
Off turn 8. Speed off. Off at 8. The Oak Racing car has damage. He's going slow. It's ahead of you.
Right. Steering wheel's okay. Just saying, but we are in the 01. Just can't get out of the corner. Nice work.
Buddy, no problem. Mimo Rojas in that car. Mimo. Through the corkscrew, a lot of debris.
We're going to do the stop, get the fuel, do the tires, then we'll check it out. Off, please. Car off. Shut the car off. Car, stay in the car. Finish the tire change. It's dead, guys. Yeah, I see the radiator. Copy. Oh, we are done. Engine is done.
Looks like some of these missed downshifts are occurring above 4,300 RPM. May just need to delay that a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Helpful.
Go ahead, put it down. We're going to push him around the corner. We're going to push it back.
Nice job. Got a nice gap behind here. Let's try to settle in to cool off the oil a tiny bit, save a little fuel at the same time. That'll help us. You're doing a great job out there, Tom.
Copy all that, Marcus.
.45 minutes in, 75 to go. Hey Marcus, are you allowed to do your driver change behind the wall?
Okay, we got a radiator, intercooler, in the whole right now.
Copy. Zach is keeping Joel in the car.
About 15 minutes, so I want to...
Hit the wing. Good dude, Jason, when you're done, thank you. Pipe's good, going over the top of the engine. The pipe okay?
Do this pit stop, guys. Make sure all your safety gear is in place. Make sure there's no... Nice and sweet.
Can have it, let's figure out this right now, Paul.
Like about 12 minutes here, 12 minutes to go.
Oh, 07 cars retired.
I'm 22.3, 22.3, and I'm running P7 overall. Copy, acknowledge, we're going to look into it.
Going to turn 2.
That's Michael Christensen.
Nice run. Still there. Clear, clear, clear. Gonna have P8.
Dominic again. Coming up on Dominic again. Careful with this guy. Nice run, Tom. Nice job. Looking like about 8 minutes here, bud. 8 minutes.
See all that, guys. Great car. Great car. Little oversteer some pace coming out of 3 into 2. And out of 4.
Two car is going to get a stop and go here. Stop and hold. Stop and hold. So just be careful with this idiot.
The car looks really good, 3 and 4, FYI.
Copy that, Tom.
Still in 56. let's push it back to pump out. I don't want to pump out in the garage.
That, Tom. Another 2 or 3 laps here, all right? 2 or 3.
Our sounds off pace. Five, good corner.
Did Bob go get the roll around? Is that where Bob went?
Okay, 60 to go.
All right, Tom, let's pit this time. We'll be doing a driver change. You'll be getting out, Sylvain will get in. Roll your shoulders. Do everything you need to do for a driver change. You'll be getting out. Pit lane is clear right now.
Pit lane. See him now.
Fine. Hold for fuel. Holding for fuel. Holding for fuel. Still holding for fuel. There's full, guys. Hold for fuel. Fuel is done. When you're driving, driver is done. Ready when you are. Ready when you are. All clear. All clear. All clear. Nobody around. All clear. Position 1. Reset fuel. Reset fuel. TC position 8. TC 8.
Garcia. Away to the cone. Reset fuel. Driver ID 1. You are clear. 4, all good. 4. Two cars just entering 2 now. You are clear, clear, clear. About 3 seconds.
All right, Sylvain, let's just settle in here. It's going to take 4 or 5 laps to get up to temp.
Back to the 42. Back to out terminal. 3. Inside. Entering a car, turn 7, stop driver's left. Turn.
Clear behind.
Thanks. Clear by 1. Good corner. Clear by 2. Five. On the 5. Inside, just 1. Clear, clear, clear. Score. Keep looking inside. Just looking. Just looking. Clear, clear, clear. Pass by 1. Clear, clear. By 5. Go. Easy. Sylvain, we're hitting the rev limiter between turn 3 to turn 4. Just be aware. We need to watch the lights, please. So it looks like the tire pressures are up right now. Looks like the pressures are up. Next car back. By 3. Coming inside here. Inside. Just one. Four last lap. 23.4. Nice lap.
couple of mischiefs in the first year. So we're going to settle down and figure out a company.
Sylvain, Tom is sporting similar to those shoes. Most of the time the shift request came above 4,300 RPM. We just need to slow the rhythm down a bit. Do your best. Flat, 24 flat. All clear. Twenty-two-seven. Nice job, Sylvain.
The tire's a little bit too hard.
23.5 range will be okay.
Let me calm down a little bit.
Sylvain, we got about 41 to go. 41 minutes remaining.
definitely shifted to more of a boost car.
It's 10-4, Sylvain. You try TC5, it might help a little bit. TC5 might help.
There's that old expression, rust never sleeps. Actually, it should be Speed Source and Mazda never sleeps. We are here in the paddock area with the Speed Source team, getting ready for the race here at Mazda Raceway. I'm with Sylvain Tremblay. Sylvain, since the beginning of the season, your team's been flat out, and walk us through. I mean, this engine is not the same engine that we had last year, and not even the same as 3 races ago.
Well, that's correct, Dean. And a lot of improvements have been made by the engineers at Mazda and the engineers at Speed Source really look at the power plant and see what areas of improvement we can make. We'll start from the bottom. We'll start from the top down. So obviously the injection strategies have been really looked at with cylinder pressures trying to maximize combustion. You know, the diesel engine, the very low compression diesel engine, just like the production engine, has some inherent advantages by doing that. So we've relooked at our entire injection strategies. Also, the fuel pump, which you can see here to my left, has been probably the biggest difference. Traditionally, this engine has had the fuel pump mounted behind the head. We've mounted on the front of the engine so we can run it at crank speed, so that way we can reduce the duty cycle or the efficiency of what we're trying to do with the fuel pump. So now we've been able to have a wider range of tolerance for all the injection events by speeding up the crank. But to do that, we've had to change the pulleys and all the mounting. So all the ancillaries on the front of the engine have been made all different, and the big changes for this particular race to try to increase output. If we increase the horsepower and increase the torque of the engine, the fuel demands also get increased. To do that, more fuel supply. One of the easiest way for us to do that was really to increase the speed of that. Well, with extra power comes extra heat. So we also had to look at the cooling system. So a lot of the cooling system were done on the engines. We've used the same scroll or the design of the impeller that the Mazda engineers used for the production car, which is extremely efficient. We've just increased it to almost double the water flow through this particular engine. And that's just from the engine. On the car side now, we've had to increase the intercoolers, higher, more efficient intercoolers, because we have more charge air temperature differential between the intake and what we're trying to do at the engine. We've changed the radiators to try to cool the engine even more to sustain the horsepower. We've changed the data acquisition system so we can improve the reliability and also the speed that we get the information to go back to the engine to try to calibrate the engine. So if you look at it from top to bottom, the only thing that's really left from the beginning of the season would be the base block and then all the interior components, but all the ancillaries of the outside have been changed dramatically. The turbocharger system has been looked at and also improved. We've changed the piping, we've changed the compressor housings, wheels, scroll, turbo speeds. Everything has been looked at to really try to get optimized. So our goal, as every Mazda engineer goal is to continue the efficiency and try to improve what we're trying to do. So we're trying to never show up at the next race. What we had for this race, for Mazda Raceway, we have a pretty good package, and we can't wait to the race on Sunday.
Well, can you put it, without giving away any trade secrets, how much have we increased the power since the beginning of the your group?
Roughly, probably about 50 to 60 horsepower, so a pretty sizable difference. But for us, it's really not about horsepower, it's about drivability. What the drivers will feel is how instantaneous the torque comes on. We've always had a lot of torque, but how do you manage that? So we're really trying to move that power band. We only have this much of a window to work with. We're just trying to make that more usable for the drivers.
And you mentioned efficiency. We are still, are we not the leading fuel-efficient vehicle?
By a huge margin. I mean, almost 20% more efficient than the gasoline engine cars. And really, it's a huge tactical advantage to the Speed Source engineers, especially on the shorter races. It allows us to have a wider strategy. So even though we don't have the outright pace that some of our competitors, we definitely have the greatest range in the category.
You know, we touched about this in last year. Because this is a production engine, a diesel, and a very unique setup, everything here was invented by a Mazda or a Speed Source engineer. There was no parts catalog for you guys to go to.
Really, the aftermarket for diesels is slim to none, and really our mandate from the beginning, especially with Mazda, is to take what Mazda had designed and really push it beyond its boundaries. So, you know, they said we couldn't get to 400 horsepower. Check, did that in GX. We couldn't get to 450. Well, we're here. And, you know, all of the things that really were designed that really made the SkyActiv technology possible and why it's such a good alternative in your road car is exactly why it makes a good race engine.
All right. Thank you very much, Sylvain. We're going to be doing this pretty much every race because I can guarantee you, as Sylvain said, there's always something new at every venue we go to. The team is constantly improving, just like on our road cars, and that whole SkyActiv philosophy is attention to detail and everything. So the team's been doing phenomenal work, and it's amazing to watch them. You got to come out to a track and just observe this crew. They're magic in action.
At 10-4. Four shift. Copy that. Tom is telling us right now it's happened to him as well. He just had to wait longer on it. Just had to wait longer. That was the only way to really fix it for him. So then it still looks like we're hitting the rev limiter quite a lot. Might want to try to slow down on the lights. Maybe shift at the second blue. The frequencies at turn 4, turn 5, turn 10 on the front straight. Copy that, Sylvain. We'll do that. Car coming up next. Many laps down, just let him by. And in that car.
One coming inside here, left side. One only, clear after. Gustavo. Turn 7. Copy. It's at the 0. Passes now. Out course, turn 8, the course, debris.
If anybody from the 07 crew is still on the radio, we have our TV cable flickering, so please stop walking around the wall. Thank you.
Looks like somebody hit it. It's further down offline now. We're 42 car off driver's radar, your path.
Yes, man. How much more damage is it going to cause?
Gustavo Yachman, running 20s on and off the track. All clear, all clear. 23 flat, 23 flat. Good lap.
Loose in now. Just going to change my lines a little bit.
That Tom is reporting the same trend. Car's going to start to free up more and more. And going slow at turn 8, the corkscrew. Turn 10 right now, really slow.
Exit of 10, doing
Got debris middle of the track, turn 10.
All the debris. We're all good.
And we're currently running P7 overall right now, P7. The adjustments on the rev limiter is helping. It is helping. Nice job. Five minutes remain, 25. Good. .23.3, 23.3. Nice job. Now running P7, P7.
Sylvain, repeat.
Is that the pace you need from me? Right there.
24s, mid 23s to 24s is okay. TC6.
Sylvain Tremblay brings it all to the number 70 car. He's not only the team owner, but he's also done some engineering in the past as well as his driving talents. And those talents have brought him 2 class winners in the Rolex 24, 2008 and 2010. He took home the big trophy and the watch.
Nice job, Sylvain. Nice job. Got out 17.5 minutes to go. 17 to go. Clear behind the lane, all clear. Nice job.
Tight, stay tight, stay tight. Tight. That battle 345 for GT. 15 liters in front of me. And ahead of him is third and fourth.
Fifth and sixth place overall. 5th and 6th overall. The 31 has to pit again. I think the 31 has to pit, but I think the 90 is okay.
I have to go in front of this guy.
Hey, Gavin.
Ten on the 2. Together. Still clear by 10.
Those guys behind are running 22s. They're running 22s.
Clear by 10.
Brian Sellers.
All clear. By 1, this time, with the 31 following. One, looking inside, looking clear, 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 clear. Clear by 1. Corner, clear by 3. Clear by 2 on the Oak Racing 42, Gustavo.
Just be aware the next couple prototypes here are all ahead of us. They're just putting us another lap down. This is not for position. This is no change in position.
Oh, it's me. We're getting down. Looking to see if we have another boost.
On the 2. Clear by 2. Looking, can't tell.
Car.
Alright, I'm Tristan Nunez. We're at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca in a Mazda 6. I'm gonna give my mom a show ride, so let's have some fun.
Oh, all right.
Go. Going on turn 11, gonna enter the front straightaway. Let's go.
Oh my God. I should have went to the bathroom. Forgot.
Oh yeah, you might want to grab the OS handle. That's good.
This OS handle?
Yeah.
What's OS mean?
It means
Oh, don't spin out. Don't spin out. Stay. Why are you going on the curbs?
because it's what you do.
Oh my God, Tristan.
I'm just getting used to this thing.
Why do you have to go on the curbs?
It's the way you drive it.
Oh, Jesus. You don't have to impress me.
I'm not impressing you, I'm just driving.
Oh. Jesus, you just were spinning.
I was sliding, Mom. It's alright. Now we're going into the famous turn 6, now that I got used to this car a little bit. Really fast, get on the gas.
Oh my
use the compression, there we go. Now we're going to enter the corkscrew. Running up the hill in 4th gear.
But there's a yellow flag.
No, there's not.
He's waving the yellow
That's quite
flag.
alright. Now we're going to enter the corkscrew. Here we go. 3rd gear. second gear. Now into the corkscrew. Here we go.
Corkscrew. Oh, ah. Ah! Ah! Tristan, stay off the curbs. Oh my God, you're gonna spin. Oh, thank God. Are we almost done? Oh.
And that's over.
Oh my God. Are you serious? That's the corkscrew? That's what you do? You're airborne?
Yeah. It's fine. Do you enjoy that?
My hands, no. You know what? I don't think I'd need that for a bucket list or anything. That's not something that, no.
At 2 seconds on the 01, running P3. Clear by 2 seconds. 2. All clear. 5 minutes to go. 3 or 4 laps.
Behind us, so we're all clear from behind.
Who's going to ride back to you?
And please repeat when you get a chance. Repeat. We got 4.5 to go. 4.5 minutes. It should be about 2 to 3 laps to go. 2 to 3 laps to go.
Ferrari is P4. We got like 8 seconds to go. Gotta get going.
Copy that, Sylvain. There he goes. Just want to watch the water temp more following for an extended period of time. It's all good right now. All good.
Call off at the exit. Use just seat depth. Stay towards pit wall there. You're looking at 4th, 10th, 3rd, and the 2nd. Seconds to Sellers, 6 seconds. Again, towards pit wall. You got 2nd and 3rd battling out front. It's going to be pretty heated here. Coming to the checker. Bye. Coming to the checker. Next time, bye. That's clear.
Lane checkers out. Checkers out. Take the checker. P7. P7. Nice driving.
Not to take any chances. Learn a whole bunch on the car, so thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's our best finish yet.
Excellent job. We got a bunch of Mazda fans listening online, too. Mazda fans listening if you want to say a quick word.
It's a lot of testament, you know, the courage and the conviction. To Mazda, it's more than a commercial. It's what they mean. It's what they say. The guys on the race team live it every day. I'm fortunate to be driving this beautiful Sky Active, powered, soul-led Mazda prototype. It's awesome, awesome to be here at home. Progress.
Okay, let's try to cool her off a bit on this in lap. That did everything we needed to. We did everything we needed to, just as we've talked about. Finishing position is the 2 car, Kilo Patron first, 10:01 590 3170. Excellent job.
Turn 10.
Well done, guys. Good team effort.
There's a scratch on the plane. Why is he back?
Less scratches in.
Telling me to go towards this way.
Still rolling. You roll past the garage. Stop.
We're stopped outside of the garage.